Good morning and welcome to a Thanksgiving edition here at the daryllorette Cafe. I am your host, Daryllorette. Well, it's finally Monday and you don't have to go to work because it's Thanksgiving Day. So why don't you just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Right now I am just going to take a few minutes and have my breakfast. So why don't you pull up a chair and have some breakfast yourself. Today we have a nice bowl of oatmeal with a chopped banana and a cup of chocolatey chai tea. Very good stuff. So, how are you today? Okay, that's enough of that. Getting much too silly. Well, I've been up since I think about 4:30. I was having some weird dreams. I think I had a dream some Muslim woman was yelling at me. She might have been my wife. You know, one thing that this war that is going on over in Afghanistan and whatnot because of the 911. The one good thing that came out of it for Muslim people is that they're really getting the attention that they maybe have wanted for a long time. They're now kind of like everybody's aware of Muslim people more so today than they were 10 years ago. You know, I myself, when I see a Muslim woman dressed in traditional Muslim garb, you know, I've seen a Muslim woman on the bus sitting across from me, or sitting at the bus stop waiting for a bus, and she stands out and she gets my attention. And I think that's one maybe positive aspect of this war that we're part of it. Canada is a part of the war. We're allied with the United States, so we're over there fighting as well and losing people as a result. But that's one thing that I've noticed when I see somebody dressed in the burqa or whatever you call it, the black outfit with the veil and whatnot. I've literally right here in my neighborhood seen, and you don't see a lot of Muslims in my neighborhood, but I've seen just half a block away a woman sitting all dressed in black and wearing a veil, sitting and waiting for the bus. And then on another occasion, I saw a woman. You know, I sat down and there was a Muslim woman sitting across the way from me on the bus. She was all in black and had a black veil and all that. So I think that's just one thing that I've personally noticed, that I think it has brought Muslim people a lot of attention, positive or negative. I'm not sure, maybe both. But I think coming from me, it's like I grew up in a small town, like more or less a small town compared to some of the cities in Canada. You know, I grew up in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and there wasn't a lot of diversity in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Primarily, it was just blacks and whites, and you know, I don't even like to use those terminologies anymore. But You rarely saw any native people. If you wanted to see Asian people, you literally had to go to a Chinese restaurant, because you rarely, hardly ever saw Asian people. And other people from other parts of the world, like if you compare places like Toronto to Halifax, it's like a night and day. There's so much diversity in Toronto, whereas say in the Maritimes in general, there's very little diversity, and as a result, there's a lot of attention between African Canadian people and just Caucasian, your everyday white Caucasian individuals. There's a lot of racial tension, or at least there was when I left. But up here is one thing I enjoy about living up here, is the diversity, and so far the lack of racial tensions, because there's so much diversity. Hopefully, maybe that has something to do with it. So anyway, I think that's one good thing that is one good maybe byproduct that's coming out of this whole war that's going on over in Afghanistan and Iraq and whatnot. You know, if you want attention and you don't care how you get it, you want good attention or bad attention or both, you're going to get it by flying an airplane into a building, for sure. You know, you're going to bring attention to yourself and people like you, you know. Unfortunately, fortunately, I think the mainstream Muslims are reaping the benefits of the radical Muslims. I mean, we tend to classify everybody who's, say, a Muslim, for an example, Muslim. We classify them all the same. You know, we have a tendency to group people. You know, if one's bad, they're all bad. You know, that's just the way we think. We think rather simply and rather smallly. So if we think one person is bad in that certain group, then they're all bad. But that's not necessarily the case. You know, it's like me saying, or some woman saying, all guys are the same, or, you know, you hear it all the time. Women say it all the time. All men are alike. And guys say, you know, all women are the same. All women are alike, you know. And we see them that way. That's just the way we see them. Men see women pretty much in the same way. We all pretty much see women the same way, and I think women probably see men the same way. We don't see any, you know, we see stereotypes, which is unfortunate, because it sort of narrows your whole way of looking at things. Yes, I have given this quite a bit of thought. I've never talked about it, but now that I think about it, you know, maybe it's time to say something. It's just an observation. You know, it's something that I think, you know, it's just my not opinion, but my view. You know, just how I see things from my point of view, from where I live and whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to finish my breakfast here, and we're out of time, so I'll see you later on today sometime. Until then, this is Daryll here at Daryll Lorette Cafe, wishing you a good Thanksgiving. See you later.